Your hands start to shake. Not gradually, instantly. Within seconds of a stressful moment, a tremor appears. But here's the thing. That tremor isn't random jitter. It's your nervous system firing in perfect rhythm. And by the end of this video, you'll know the exact biological moment it begins and why your body chose this particular signal to broadcast your anxiety to everyone watching.
Most of us know the feeling. Your phone rings, your boss walks over, you're called on in class, and within a breath, your hands betray you. A subtle shake, or sometimes an unmistakable tremor. You grip the desk harder. You hide your hands in your pockets. You hope nobody notices, but they usually do.
What's fascinating is that this tremor is incredibly specific. It's not a sign of weakness. It's not your muscles misfiring randomly. It's actually your nervous system responding to a very precise chemical signal.
And if you've ever wondered why your hands shake but your legs usually don't, or why the shake feels almost rhythmic, like your body is vibrating at a specific frequency, that's where the real science gets interesting. When most people experience hand tremors during stress, they assume their body is falling apart. They think their muscles are weak or they're losing control. Some blame lack of sleep too much coffee, or just being nervous by nature.
Others think it's psychological, that if they could just calm down or think positive, the shaking would stop, as if their hands are responding to their thoughts rather than their chemistry.
Here's what's actually happening. When you encounter something stressful, your brain triggers what's called the stress response. This activates your sympathetic nervous system, your body's emergency mode.
Your adrenal glands, sitting on top of your kidneys, receive the signal and start flooding your bloodstream with a hormone called epinephrine, also known as adrenaline.
Epinephrine is a powerful chemical messenger. The moment it enters your blood, it starts looking for receivers, structures called beta-adrenergic receptors, and your muscles have thousands of them. When epinephrine binds to these receptors, something very specific happens at the cellular level. Motor units, groups of muscle fibers controlled by a single nerve, suddenly fire together in synchrony, not randomly, in a rhythm, typically between 1 and 12 times per second.
That synchronized firing is the tremor you feel. It's not a malfunction. It's an amplified, coordinated contraction. And because your hands are light enough to be moved by small muscle contractions, they become the most visible evidence of this neurochemical event.
Here's the first surprising thing. Researchers have actually injected people with adrenaline under controlled conditions to study this exact process. The result is unmistakable. More adrenaline, more tremor. It's dose-dependent. Your hands don't shake in some variable, unpredictable way. They shake in direct proportion to how much epinephrine is circulating. But here's what makes this even more interesting. Your hands shake, your heart races, and you feel that tight, anxious sensation in your chest, all from the same chemical. Epinephrine and a related hormone called norepinephrine create a symptom cluster. Tremor, palpitations, tachycardia, the holy trinity of physical anxiety symptoms. They're not separate problems. They're coordinated outputs from a single neurochemical system. Once you understand that, everything about nervousness makes more sense.
And here's something that really tests our intuition. If the cause is purely chemical, then blocking the chemical should stop the tremor, even if you're still stressed. Scientists have proven this works using a drug called propranolol, which blocks beta-adrenergic receptors.
A person on propranolol can be genuinely stressed. Their mind is worried, their cortex is firing, but their hands stay rock steady. Their heart rate doesn't spike. The physical symptoms vanish, while the psychological state remains. This single fact reveals that your tremor isn't caused by fear itself. It's caused by a specific drug in your system that your fear triggered. You can separate the two.
Now, let's talk about what this means for you. You probably shouldn't take propranolol casually. It's a prescription medication with medical uses and side effects. But understanding the mechanism opens up other strategies.
First, if you want to reduce tremor in the moment, you're trying to lower epinephrine. Cold water on your face triggers a diving reflex that slows your heart. Slow, deep breathing activates your parasympathetic nervous system, your brake pedal. Physical exercise beforehand can metabolize some of that adrenaline before it accumulates.
Second, knowing that tremor is synchronized motor unit firing, not random muscle failure, changes how you perceive it. You're not falling apart. Your nervous system is doing exactly what it evolved to do: prepare your body for action. The shake is evidence of power, not weakness, a feature, not a bug.
Third, the tremor is dose-dependent. The more adrenaline flooding your system, the more visible the shake. So reducing your perception of threat reduces epinephrine production before it ever hits your blood. Preparation, familiarity, and cognitive reframing all lower your threat response at the source.
So the next time your hands shake, you'll know exactly what's happening. Epinephrine is binding to your beta-adrenergic receptors. Motor units are firing in perfect synchrony at 1 to 12 times per second. Your nervous system isn't malfunctioning. It's communicating, loudly and visibly.
And you can influence that signal, not by ignoring it or thinking positive, but by understanding the mechanism deeply enough to intervene at the right level, either by lowering your threat perception or by managing the adrenaline that's already in your blood.
Your hands will probably still shake sometimes. That's not a failure. It means your nervous system is doing its job. But now you understand why, and that understanding is the first step to managing it.